friends.
Jason, Wrobel, hi.
And we are in Massachusetts right now. We are on a trip out here, obviously. We just finished a road trip. So in this video, we're going to share with you some of the new vegan products, mostly food, that we ate along the way, we either purchased, or mostly these are things that we discovered at Natural Products Expo East, which is a trade show for people who work in the natural products industry as we do. We attend every year. This is both of our seven times attending. I've been going every year since 2012, and it's always amazing to see the developments, and it's really fun to go with Jason because we have such similar tastes in food and products, and just we get excited about the same sort of things. So if you are watching the recording of this is recorded live. It's going to be unedited and just us talking and sharing things. Also, I want to let you know that we have a new video series coming up. So we actually vlogged the entire week-long road trip that we just returned from. And who knows, he's here for another 5 days. I'm on the East Coast for a few more weeks. We may be documenting even more. So what you're going to see here is just kind of like a very conversational, unedited thing, but I'm really excited to put the vlog together. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, this is a good time to do that, because that way you'll know when the video content comes out, and also signing up for both of our newsletters, which I will link in the description field because we'll email you and tell you when that is coming out. Jason's handle on social media is @JasonWrobel, which will also be linked in the description, and I'm @EcoVeganGal. Both are really great ways to stay up to date on everything that we're working on and things that are coming up. So, since this is live, if you happen to be watching live, you are welcome to comment at any point. In fact, if you wanted to grab your phone and share the live video real quick, just so your audience knows about it, I will keep chatting until you're done with that. We love doing live videos because they're such a great way to interact with people. And I was actually going to pre-record this, but neither my computer or my memory card were able to hold however long this video is going to be. So that's part of the reason it's live, but also we love having these live conversations. So if you're watching the recording, bear with us for another minute or so while we just gear up to get going. And to anyone who's watching, I hope you're having a wonderful time. I'm so excited to share with you this. I have so many videos planned for the next couple months. Again, like, we shot a ton of content on this trip, and I used a new camera, so it looks phenomenal. I haven't done a vlog style video in quite some time. Most of my videos have been live like this one. And so it's gonna be really refreshing to just be editing and making them look all fast paced and fun with music. So I'm really, really excited about that. And then Jason has been sharing a lot on his Instagram stories. Did you find a link?
I didn't.
Okay, if you go to the EcoVeganGal Twitter, that's the best way.
Twitter.
Yeah, because we're live on YouTube, not Facebook right now.
So you want me to retweet it then?
Yeah, you copy it. You can post it on Facebook if you want.
Oh, I've never done it that way.
So
I learn new things from her all the time. I never done it that way.
I actually had a really interesting dream last night.
Look you up. So I did not. We learn as we go. This is the best way in life.
Yeah, we didn't plan ahead. It should be on there or not. Okay, let me find it. I'll be a little faster. Why don't you share something while I'm doing this?
Yes. So Expo is always wonderful for so many reasons.
Natural Products Expo is the shortcut for that.
Yes, Natural Products Expo East. East is great for several reasons. Number one is it's a lot smaller than West, whereas Natural Products Expo West is cresting. It's over 80,000 people now. So if you've ever been to a massive concert like Rolling Stones or U2 or anything like that, where you've ever been surrounded by 80,000 people, it's a massive number of human beings. So East is cool simply because you have a lot less people. I think it might be around 35,000 last I heard. And this one in particular, because of the storms in the Carolinas and on the East Coast, there was actually less people. So the advantage to that is you get more time with the brands to talk about their food, to really get to know who they are, to get to know their ethos, to try the product. So it's actually nicer because you get a little bit more face time and ability to try products and interact with the people and hear their stories. Beyond that, the other thing that is also a good challenge, a great challenge, as opposed to Expo West in California, is when I'm out here, I get a lot of products and inevitably have to pack them in a suitcase or ship them home. So a lot of the products that I'm going to show you today, some of my favorites, are going to get packed up today or tomorrow and then shipped back to my home in California, so as to not deal with packing all of this heavy stuff, because I've got some glass bottles and I've got some cooking oils and I've got some cold brew and cool stuff that I'm going to show you. So like Whitney said, we've been doing this for 7 years on the East Coast. The West Coast version, it's going on next year is going to be the 11th year
that you've been.
That I've been. And so it's cool just to see not only the explosion of the natural products industry, but how much investment is coming in. So, I always get bolstered as a chef and nutrition expert and wellness advocate just to see how many people are putting literally billions of dollars into this industry, because it's good. We want people to be healthy. We want them to thrive. We want them to feel good in their bodies. And to remember being a child and going to the health food store with my mom and remember it being like a really creepy, weird experience going to the health foods. No, it was creepy. I remember being creeped the hell out. And now all of those things, the tofu and the brown rice and the macrobiotic and juicing and all that stuff that I remember in the early 80s as a little kid, I mean, now that stuff is being talked about in the mainstream, and it's just cool to see in the last 30 to 40 years how much awareness is being created around healthy food and what it does for us.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I feel bolstered by that.
Me too, and it's just incredible to see how there are different trends going on. So some of the content that I'm going to be doing is based around exploring a low-carb, plant-based diet, and it's amazing how the word keto is used more and more at events like this. Paleo is still holding pretty strong. I wasn't paying that much attention to paleo. There's a little bit of a crossover between paleo and keto, or a pretty big crossover, I should say. Coffee is a really big trend right now.
Cold pressed juice is still going strong.
Yes, exactly. MCT oil. We're going to talk about that a few times today. So we should just get into it. For those of you who are really excited about just seeing the products, we'll start with that.
You go first.
So it's so hard to decide. I don't know if I should start with the products I'm most excited about.
I don't know that there's
try to not the products I'm least excited about, but ramp up to the one. What do you think? Should we just go in a random order?
I'm gonna go random.
Okay.
I'm saying just grab something.
I'd like to have some order, so I'm gonna go with.
That's the difference between us.
I'm gonna go with the products that I love the most, because some of you may not sit through the entire video, which may get on the long side. So I would say probably the product that excited me the most, and I think now also we're only showing products we have in hand. I feel like
there's going to be a lot in that vlog that they're going to see that we don't have here.
Right, but there's also I don't know where they went. We had so many bags from this expo. There's definitely some empty bags, and now that I'm looking at the table, I'm like, I don't know where those empty bags went.
I don't know, but let's dive in, because this is gonna.
I wanted to preface it because there are some products that we don't have in hand. And so when I say this is most exciting, I think this is most exciting that I brought home.
Yes.
But as you'll see in the video, there are a ton of products that maybe we just tried or we already consumed and we threw out or something like that. So let's just say this is one of the best ones. This is Eating Evolve's roasted coconut butter, and it is absolutely divine. This is keto because there are 2 net carbs in it. There's only 2 grams of sugar that just come naturally from the coconut. I've noticed this a lot. Coconut products, coconut just has sugar in it, but there's nothing but organic coconut in the ingredient list, which is really incredible.
It's so creamy and so good.
It tastes unlike anything I've had before, and it's just it's really magnificent. It's unbelievable what roasted coconut blended up like. I mean, it's just. It took us both by surprise, I think. And we've been putting this on chocolate. So I'll probably talk about this in the keto video that I'm working on. And you'll see in our vlog how we just put this on pieces of chocolate, and it just it feels so decadent. So I love simple products that taste very, they taste like they're processed, but they're not. This would be one of those things where it's a single ingredient tastes incredible.
Yes.
How about you?
Okay. I'm a big fan of granola, and thanks to Whitney, I was introduced to this really delicious brand called Healing Home Foods. They have baked granolas. They have all different varietals. This one in particular, Peanutty Chip, it is It tastes like someone made it in their home kitchen. First of all, it has
Actually, practically did,
which
because
they practically did.
I've been to their kitchens in New York.
And so it has this feeling of being homemade, but it's also not overly sweet. It only has 6 grams of sugar, and it's very light, and it's very flavorful, and it's very comforting. I don't think I've ever talked about a granola in that way, but when I have this, it really does feel energetically like they put a lot of love into this. So not only does it taste delicious, but you can feel the love in certain products more than others, I think. And I think because this is a small company, there's just more love. This is actually my favorite granola. I know I didn't say that to you, but it really is. Like,
I didn't know that.
Period. It's my favorite granola.
Okay.
It's great.
That's
so
wonderful.
Guys, check this out.
We met the owner, and he was so nice and just such a great guy. He's a dad. Their company was started, I think, because their son has autism, is it? And so they wanted to make it a healing company. So
it's great.
It really is phenomenal. And I love just like one of the best parts of going to these trade shows is being able to meet the people behind the brands.
Yep.
And that always connects me on another level to their products and makes me a bigger proponent for them. So the next company, this is on the more processed side. So compared to what I just showed you with the roasted coconut, this has a lot of ingredients, and they're not all things that I would normally want in a food, but it tastes incredible, and it's also keto friendly. It's called Good Fats, and they have a couple plant-based bars and a couple non-vegan bars. And this cookie dough is unbelievable, and this is like one of the best low-carb treats that I've had in the past few months of my experimenting. It's like, so it really just tastes like great cookie dough, but it's in a bar form. And it only has 2 grams of sugar in it. It has a ton of fat and protein in it, which makes it very keto friendly. And no added soy, no sugar, alcohol. It's just great. So I'll be talking about this more in one of my keto videos as a great treat.
Next, super yummy.
I love how all of our things that we're mentioning in the beginning are like sweet treats.
Yes, they are. So this is Hero Cups. These are peanut butter cups. You see a peanut butter theme so far. But I really like these because they're sweetened with coconut sugar. And a lot of these confections, a trend we've noticed in the natural industry is a lot of people using cane sugar. And I'm not the biggest fan of that, even if it is organic, just because of the glycemic index. It really spikes people's blood sugar. So I like these Hero Cups because not only are they delicious, but it's a very, very simple ingredient list, and they are sweetened with coconut sugar. Yeah, I mean, it's like 1, 2, it's basically, organic dark chocolate, coconut sugar, cocoa butter, peanut butter, salt. I mean, it's so very simple, basic. Fair trade cacao. And like Whitney, I definitely prefer to eat simpler these days, so the shorter the ingredient list and the more organic and the more mindful, I just tend to gravitate toward those products. So these are really wonderful just because of the simplicity and also the sourcing.
Yeah, I love that. If I wasn't, so one of the benefits of trying out a plant-based version of the keto diet is just I've been really mindful about sugar, and I've noticed, especially by going to Expo and just doing general shopping, that a lot of the things that I ate before this experiment were so high in sugar.
Yep.
And that's a product that I would have been like super excited about because of all the reasons Jason mentioned, but like consuming all this extra sugar. And so it's taught me a lot of self-control, which I'll talk about in some of my other videos. Another sweet treat that both of us really love, and we've loved this before I even knew what keto meant, is Cave Shake.
Oh, it's so
and
good.
I love how they say right on the front, it's keto, it's paleo, and it's vegan. So it's like checking off all the boxes for a lot of different diets. It's organic, and they have been around for a little while, but they just changed their packaging. So you may see them. What's cool about this is that I think this is shelf stable, and then you refrigerate it, which is, in the past, they had these like little plastic bottles, and they would always have to stay refrigerated. So this was amazing on the road trip because we were staying in all these different homes, and we would drive with it. It didn't have to stay in a cooler, but when I got to a home, I would put one of these in the fridge or the freezer, actually, and that way it was ready for the next day. I often would have these in the morning. And what I love about these is a little bit goes a long way in terms of satisfaction. So the two of us just like had a few sips of this exact bottle today, and I feel like more full because there's so much fat in this from the coconut. And these, I mean, the carbohydrate count is a little on the higher side, but they don't add in any added sugars. I think coconut just naturally has higher in carbohydrates, but it's very popular on the keto diet. So keto or not, I highly, highly recommend this product. What else?
What is next? Oh, okay, so dig this. The whole show we were hearing about this from people, I was at least, and then
mainly from me, because I knew about this brand a while back, and I was like, you have to try this.
Yeah,
Jason.
and I guess I forgot about it because other people were talking about it, but this is a plant-based whole food yogurt called Lava, made from peely nuts, peeled peely nuts. So this is a non-coconut, non-almond, most of the yogurts out there are made out of those. So this is, this is coconut. So it's coconut water, coconut cream, vanilla, lemon juice, plantains, and peely nuts. So it's a probiotic live vegan yogurt, but I've never ever seen a yogurt made from plantain or peely nuts before. So it's super unique.
And on the front it says, peely nuts are a delicious super nut grown in volcanic soil in the tropical islands of Southeast Asia. They're fascinating.
Crazy.
I think you're going to see more products made from peely nuts, or just more companies using peely nuts.
Yep.
There's a couple brands I know of. One of them will be in my keto video, because that's actually another like keto favorite. And the net carbs on these are pretty low as well. Plus they have this great list of like all their benefits. So I think it's one of the simplest and like less processed option. I mean, well, I should take that back. I don't know exactly how to phrase this. We're going to talk about another one of our favorite brands that's like really simple ingredient list, but the sugar count's high.
Yes.
This one, even when brands don't add in sugar, they can end up being higher in sugar and carbohydrates. And Lava is probably the lowest carbohydrate count of a plant-based yogurt that I've found so far. So that's exciting. Let's see. Well, another brand that we love, and we just have to give a shout out to, they're always innovating, they're always adding to their product line, is Miyoko's.
So good.
And Miyoko's is actually pretty keto friendly as well, because their ingredient list is so simple. It's mainly based in coconut. So I'm super excited. Their butter is awesome. I just had a coffee this morning and I melted in some butter into the coffee. That was really satisfying. And then they have this newish line, which is their cream cheese and their cheddars.
Oh my
so these
God.
are kind of like little like dips, like you would have, not quite a queso, but
it's like what you would have, like I feel like if you were going out to like a place that serves craft beers or a bar that has really good
pub cheese.
Pub cheese.
That's the term. Yeah.
Exactly. Like
so they have different flavors, and they're both just phenomenal.
So good.
I can't wait to dive into these more. I mean, and I love their packaging and their design and everything. Miyoko is one of our favorite people in the vegan world, so always got to give them a shout out. They're also going to appear in my keto videos.
All right, so Sun Warrior, one of my favorite brands. I've actually been using their products and working with these guys for many, many years. And it's so funny because they came out with this at Expo and I didn't even know about it. They're like, well, of course you didn't know because we didn't tell anybody. So this was a surprise. So this is a vegan omega-3 DHA and EPA algae-based supplement. So really quick background, one of the most challenging things on a vegan diet can be getting adequate amounts of DHA and EPA, omega-3 fatty acids, which is really important for brain development, cognition, and heart health. So this is fully algae-based, super high amounts of DHA and EPA, and Sun Warrior has always had super clean sourcing methods. So I know that whatever they come out with is super high vibe, and this is something that you take on the daily. So I'm actually going to pop a couple of these after the video because, work must be done. The brain's got to stay sharp. So check this out from Sun Warrior, their new omega-3s.
And speaking of Sun Warrior, I have not tried this yet, but I'm so excited. I love trying different probiotics, and they have a probiotic line, which I bet is quite amazing. Evie, come on over here, sweetheart. She wants to go outside. So what was I going to say when you were talking about that?
Probiotics or omega-3s?
Oh, actually, I wanted to acknowledge Justin, who just wrote in, do you eat fruits and plants? Yes. So what we're showing here is the processed version of our diet, or the packaged version. Some of these products, as I mentioned, are not very processed. Can you grab Evie? Yes, so actually the majority of our diet, and you'll see this a lot in our upcoming vlog series from our road trip, we ate so many vegetables on this trip. In fact, we went to a Yankees game last night and we brought roasted vegetables with us.
And kale salad.
Yesterday, the majority of our diet was roasted vegetables. So whenever I do these haul videos from the Natural Products Expo, they're like showing the developments in products so that you know, but they're not what's the term I want to use? They're not showcasing the things that we eat every day.
Exactly.
These
correct.
are treats. These are
Travel
occasional
foods.
items, travel foods. These are things that we're just excited about, but that's not like what our entire diet is based on.
Exactly.
For me personally, especially since I've been experimenting with more low carb foods, I eat mainly unprocessed, like single ingredient foods, and I feel a lot better as a result from that. What's next, Jason?
Okay, so
Sweet girl.
I'm a big fan of, first of all, speaking of trends, all the plant-based proteins out there. So I really love this brand Elmhurst because, first of all, they have all different kinds of really unique non-dairy milks. Like they basically will milk anything. I think the only thing I haven't seen them do is like a pine nut milk. But they've got hazelnut milk, they've got oat milk, they've got rice milk, they've got almond milk, cashew, and their ingredient list is so clean. So this is actually their new line of protein drinks. So again, really, really simple ingredients, and the people are so nice in this brand. So again, if you're taking this and say you're on a road trip and you need extra protein while you're in the car, this is not something I would drink every single day, but again, in the right context, it's just a really, really nice option to make sure you're getting your plant-based protein.
And I love Elmhurst is really into simple ingredients as well. So a lot of their milks are like 2 ingredients. It'll be just like the nut and water. They have a barista line now, and they're really developing and growing in a bigger way than it was just over the past year or two. I'm amazed by everything that they're doing. So it's exciting to see that. Drinks are one of my favorite categories, and I have a variety. Where do I start?
Oh, you have a lot of drinks.
I do.
Maybe you should do 2 at a time because we're already at 21 minutes.
No, I know, but whatever. People can enjoy.
That's true.
If they want to see everything, it's nice to talk about it. So Zevia is a brand that I've loved for a long time, and this is probably my favorite product that they've ever made, which is their new organic teas. They have a few different flavors. Some are sweetened, some are unsweetened. This is the sweetened black tea peach, but there's no sugar. It's 0 calories because they put stevia in it, and it tastes phenomenal. I haven't tried this flavor yet, but I had their hibiscus, and it was so satisfying. So I love that Zevia is doing that. And non-GMO project verified, organic, fair trade tea. They're hitting a lot of the certifications that are important to me, so that's really nice.
Okay, what is next? Speaking of drinks, this is a Ethiopian cold brew. So I don't drink a lot of coffee, simply because I don't really need the caffeine. There are days when I do, but I'm not a everyday coffee drinker. But the thing that I've noticed is when you have really, really high quality beans, like any high quality ingredients, it just feels better in my body. So I was introduced, and they were so sweet. One of the guys from this brand actually ran down the aisle of the trade show being like, do you guys want to try our product? Not in a creepy way, in a really loving way. So I really, really love the taste of this one. If you guys are into cold brew coffee, if you're not, that's fine. You could probably use this in your coffee enemas. That's cool too. No, really, you could. So however you like to use coffee, this is just a really good brand. They're fair trade, they're organic, really great sourcing, and not too acidic either. So when I drink coffee, I like to make sure that the coffee I'm drinking isn't too acidic.
And I love all their different flavors. Like this one right here is just the plain one, but they have one that has chocolate flavor. It's so good. I have that in the fridge. And then they have another one with a hint of chocolate, caramel, and hazelnut. It's lovely. I'm a huge coffee drinker. I have coffee like every day right now. So next up, we have somebody on the broadcast right now who's raving about meat. So this is a good time to talk about this. Ocean's Halo is a wonderful brand. They make all sorts of products based in seaweed, and they now have a vegan bacon flavored seaweed. And it's basically just roasted nori, but with a bacon flavor. It's like very smoky and a little sweet. This is very tasty. So I do not eat meat, neither does Jason, but sometimes we enjoy.
What do you mean?
Look how scared she is.
I was kidding, honey. I was kidding. I wouldn't turn you into a kebab.
We love, both of us will enjoy occasionally meat flavored or meat inspired vegan products.
Beyond Burgers are amazing.
Beyond Burgers. We tried several times to get them for the past few days. Failed. That's a whole other story. They had Beyond Sausage at Yankee Stadium. We almost got some of those. So we enjoy meat alternatives or plant-based meats out there.
Simply because they are lower in cholesterol, they're lower in saturated fat, but they also have the same amino acid profile. They're sometimes even higher in protein. So the concerns about iron or amino acid content or protein has been addressed by really, really clean meat alternatives that are out there, which has taken a long time to develop. Because when I started eating this way, when I started eating fully plant-based 20 years ago, right? So I've been in this 2 decades, and I still feel very healthy and very strong. In the beginning, it was tough. There weren't a lot of alternatives out there, but now we're addressing it not only from a human health perspective, but also, of course, reducing the stress on the environment and our natural resources. So there's a lot of good reasons to turn to clean meat alternatives, and we're big proponents of that.
Yes, we are. And there's basically a plant-based option for whatever your palate enjoys. So we are asked about chicken. There are vegan chicken options out there. There's beef, there's pork, there's all sorts of seaweed. In fact, one product we don't have here that we really love, and they were at the expo, is Good Catch. They make a line of plant-based seafood that is phenomenal. And their tuna is so good.
Yeah, and again with that, one of the big concerns, like I mentioned about EPA and DHA, omega-3s, is they actually incorporated DHA and EPA oil into the product.
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest benefits nutritionally of seafood is the omega-3 fatty acids.
Yeah.
But the concerns about seafood now is the pollution and the environmental toxicity and the PCBs and dioxins and heavy metals. All of that. So the cool thing is they're really kind of disrupting that whole thing by giving you the same texture and taste as regular tuna, but also providing the same nutrient map as you would regular seafood. So it's just cool to see all the innovation around food. And again, doing this in a way that's still providing really clean, natural options without an ingredient list that looks like 5 paragraphs long.
Gosh, I wish we had Good Catch right now.
Right.
They made so many amazing dishes with their plant-based tuna.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, and we'll cover that in a future video once we get our hands on it
we will.
next month.
Okay, what else do you have?
Okay, so speaking of healthier options, I was gifted this about 5-6 months ago at Expo West.
Yeah, me too.
This is an algae cooking oil from a brand called Thrive. I had no idea that they were making algae oils for cooking. So here's the deal with this, this is high in monounsaturated fats, which are better for your heart and your cardiac function than polyunsaturated fats. So first of all, it's a really heart-healthy oil, this algae oil. Second of all, though, it has a high smoke point. Whenever we're talking about cooking oils, as a chef, I'm really, really interested in things that are going to make sure that our food is staying healthy. So when you hear about smoke point, really quickly, you want to make sure that you're doing a high smoke point with any oils that you're using, because basically it's you want to make sure that the molecular integrity of the oil stays true. So I love the algae oil because it's healthy for your heart and also has a high smoke point. So that's great. You're getting very heavy too. Can I let you down?
I think you can. We might need to pick her up for some attention. Okay.
This arm is feeling much bigger now too, by the way, after holding.
Oh, speaking of coffee, there's 2 things I want to mention. One is I love this brand Rise. They make a lot of nitro. I don't know if it's entirely nitro. I think it is. All of their coffees are in cans. I think they're all nitro. And this original black is just purified water and organic coffee. But they also have a new oat milk latte that's really nice, and they make their own organic oat milk. So they're such nice people too. My heart always goes out to them. But the thing that we're both super excited about
these are rad.
is our new coffee cups, which I guess you could put anything into them. It's just a reusable glass cup from this company called Joco.
Australian company. Australian guys.
First of all, how cool are these little containers that they come in? I love and actually they said don't throw these containers away because you can use them for storage. So I probably will because they're very satisfying. But the actual containers are so cool. They have all these colors. They have an artist series. So we got the artist series designs. Mine has owls on them.
Mine has mushrooms. Mine has a lot of mushrooms and plants on them, which is really interesting. It's getting
trippy.
like super psychedelic.
Yes.
But the cool thing about this, in terms of an environmental perspective, is reducing, single stream waste. With obviously all the bans we're seeing on plastic bags, communities banning plastic straws. One of the cool things is walking into your favorite juice bar, or your favorite coffee shop or whatever it is that you're into, and using this instead, just to reduce the waste streams in the world.
Yes.
It's just a really important thing that I think there's more consciousness around.
Plus, like, there's a lot of different reusable containers out there for things like coffee, and I like having something that's a little bit more unique looking.
For sure.
The glass is easier to clean, you can see through it, and this the passion behind the people that make it really spoke to me. Mm-hmm. What else do you have?
This is empty, but it got eaten real quick. This is probably my favorite snack on the market. Henceforth the empty bag, but this is probiotic cauliflower puffs from Vegan Robs. So backstory real quick. Vegan Robs, from what I understand, was actually the person responsible behind Pirate's Booty. Mm-hmm. And then he broke away, started his own company. And these are great because, first of all, they're made with cauliflower, which is great. Excuse me, ladies. But they have probiotics in them. And the more that we learn about gut health, the more that we learn that when we have more probiotics and we have healthy foods for our gut, like the yogurt we showed you, like these puffs, the healthier your gut is, the healthier your brain is. So we know that gut health leads to good brain health. Hey.
Got some excitement going on. And we have a bunch of people that just joined. So hello, if you're just tuning in, you can join the conversation. We're going through some of our favorite products from the Natural Products Expo. Let's see, what else? I mentioned MCT oil being a big thing, big new trend. It's in so many products, so many companies doing it, and I think the one that I'm most excited about overall with MCT oil is Nutiva, because I think they're a phenomenal company, and now they're making, this is just like a tiny little sample, but they have big containers of their MCT oil that's all organic, and they're also making a line of powdered MCT oils. I tried their matcha, and it was incredible. But there's another brand that we wanted to mention in terms of matcha. Will you tell them this is also going to show up in my keto series, but Jason will mention it now as well.
Really, really good. I actually had this last night on the drive back from New York City because I was fading. I was just like, meh. So I'm a huge fan of matcha simply because I find it to be a more sustainable caffeine source for my body, because it has the L-theanine amino acid. L-theanine is a specific amino acid that wakes the brain up, gives you more cognition, helps with your memory. So it's like a brain amino acid. And I like matcha because I never have a caffeine crash after I eat it. The cool thing is this is matcha along with MCT, medium chain triglycerides. Now the cool thing about MCTs, you probably hear about it because it's derived from coconut, is it's actually an energy source. It's a medium chain triglyceride that bypasses the liver. So it's an immediate burst of energy. So again, had this last night. You get your ketones, you get your energy, you get your focus with this. I think it's a really innovative product, and it's so simple.
Yep.
So
and it tastes really good. It comes in these little packs. How did your energy feel after you had it?
Really good.
You were pretty tired.
No, it felt really good. And
really?
I didn't feel cracked out. That's the thing, is like when I want an energy source, again, one of the reasons I don't drink coffee every single day is because I feel like I get a little bit too jittery. Mm-hmm. I never feel all that jittery with matcha. I feel like it gives me what it needs, it sustains, and then I don't have a major drop off.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to switch over from coffee to matcha again, because I feel like I have been drinking coffee every day. I love the taste of the experience, but I have a crash at a certain part of the day when I've been drinking coffee consistently, and I don't really experience that with matcha. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. We'll switch away from drinks for a moment. This was really cool. I had them at the Fancy Food Show in June, which I went to in New York City. And it's this small company called Flavor Train, which is a great name, called Pop Zest. This is their line of nutritional yeast sprinkles. And they have 3 different flavors right now. They're all vegan. This is the olive oil and herb. And this tastes so good on roasted vegetables, whatever really you want to put it on. They recommend mixing it with avocado, and it just kind of gives it a cheesy, more flavorful taste. And you can put it on bread, toast, or I like to have it on flax crackers when I'm eating low carb, and it's just wonderful.
All right, so I was introduced to this brand of probiotics back in the springtime at the Longevity Conference. Whitney and I were both there. This is a brand called Thrive. And these are soil-based organisms, SBOs. And what this means is they're soil-based probiotics. This is with Bacillus indicus, coagulans, calculi, and subtilis. So basically what this means is these are resistant to stomach acid. So the whole thing about soil-based probiotics is they tend to survive the trip through your stomach acid better than other forms of probiotics. So I started taking this after the show. It's interesting because I feel like with probiotics, I don't feel like a palpable physical shift like I do with some products. It's one of those things with probiotics where I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's working. Like, I don't feel like, whoa, like it's not like something turns on in your body, I find. But the research behind soil-based organisms, you guys can check out SBOs. And again, this brand is just cool because, again, it has a higher survivability rate in the gut. So these guys are cool.
And the people that make it are really nice, too.
And I also have to sneeze.
Them. Okay. While you're sneezing, I will mention there's a new vegan mayo on the market from Chosen Foods. It's an avocado oil vegan mayo. Ingredients are pretty good. They're using avocado oil, organic chickpea broth, vinegar, a little sugar, faba bean protein powder. So it's a really cool formulation, I thought. And this is a tiny little packet version of it.
What else do I want to show you guys? Anita's. So talking about coconut milk yogurts, talking about probiotics. I'm just a big fan of probiotic foods.
Yes, we are.
It's so important, especially if you've been on antibiotics at any point in your life. I mean, a lot of us, myself included, were prescribed a lot of antibiotics as a child. And it's so important to build up our healthy gut flora, maintain that healthy bacteria. So this is a really small company based out of New York, Anita's. And they actually sent us this to have on a road trip. And it's really, really amazing because, again, super simple ingredients. Check this out. Coconut milk and water, coconut water, acidophilus and thermophilus and other live culture. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that's 5 ingredients. I'm just a big fan of simplicity. Yeah. It's really tangy and delicious, too, because not all yogurts are created equal in terms of flavor. But if you guys are anywhere on the East Coast, especially the New York area, I know she's branching out, but check out Anita's because she's such a sweetheart. Yeah. And this is, again, it has that home, it just has that homemade type of vibe to it.
Yes.
So check this out on the yogurt front.
And it's delicious with things like granola. So in terms of the road trip, we brought it in a cooler and we made sure to store it every night because it has to stay cool.
Oh, shout out to Tiffany who just said, "Bless you, Jason," and gave me like a little, this emoji. Good to see you, Tiffany. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
nice
your love.
Avatar,
I know,
too.
like nice yoga pose, Tiff. I don't know what yoga pose. That's almost like split. I don't know what that is. That's not scorpion. I don't know what. Tell us what yoga pose that is. I have no idea. I'd like to know.
Okay, a couple products in terms of keeping your brain in a state where you can think straight, stay awake.
Yes.
This is interesting. Is Limitless makes a lightly caffeinated sparkling water. So sparkling water is a huge trend, which I love because it tastes great, it's fizzy, there's no sugar, and they actually derive their caffeine from coffee beans and has reverse osmosis water in it, but it's a sparkling water. It's fascinating. I've had a little of this, and actually this pear one is superbly delicious, so I'm looking forward to having this again next time I need a caffeine boost. And then you tried this. I feel like you should talk about this. How did this feel when you...
I actually haven't had this yet.
Yes, you did. Didn't you?
No, I did not.
I gave it to you, but
I
you
did
didn't
not have it
drink
yet.
Oh.
Okay, so...
Maybe you could have used that on the road trip.
So the interesting thing about this is a supplement called Brain Juice. And if you guys are following me on social media, or if you're not, I have a new course that just came out called Good Mood Food, where we're talking all about products and nutrition to support healthy brain function if you're feeling anxiety, stress, depression, things like that. So this was a fascinating product for me to get in my hands at this specific time. But just looking at the formulation, because I haven't consumed it yet, vitamin C, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, which is great. But if I look at their brain power blend, they have phosphatidylcholine, which is great, green tea extract, carnitine, tyrosine, and theanine. All of those amino acids are good for cognition and brain function. So again, when I try things, my body will let me know pretty quickly if it works. So I've got quite a bit of work to do the rest of the day after we wrap this video. So I think I'm going to take a shot of this now because I have another one over there.
Well, then let's see what it tastes like.
And
I don't know if I've tried it. It looks very familiar. But,
let's try it out. Let's try it out live on camera. Why not?
Okay, cool. And they have a caffeine one and a caffeine-free. So
this is a caffeine-free one.
Yes, which I think is better for you because you're very, very sensitive to caffeine.
Yes.
I'm still learning about my sensitivity to it. It doesn't really throw me off that much, but sometimes caffeine can affect us in very subtle ways. So.
Okay, here we go. So trying the Brain Juice Brain Power Blend, the decaffeinated version. Here we go. You want to try some?
I'm okay right now.
Okay, so taste-wise, it kind of tastes like a green powder that you would shake up with a little bit of coconut water. It just tastes like a greens blend.
Oh, I like that.
It tastes like
it's
if you took like vitamin C with a little bit of greens blend with a little coconut water. It's not overly sweet, which is nice. So let's just go all in. Shot.
I actually do enjoy the taste a lot. And it's for focus, clarity, memory, and mood.
Yeah, and it says be
Exactly
mindful, be present.
Want.
Yeah, and I really love the packaging too. So by the end of this video, maybe we'll have a functional update for you. Meow.
Okay.
What's next?
I just want to give a shout out. Foods Alive makes some really great crackers. I did not realize they had dressings and they have oils and all that. I haven't tried it yet. I'll keep posted. I'll be mentioning Foods Alive's flax crackers in my keto video. They're super satisfying, and I think they're going to taste amazing with Miyokos. That's probably going to be the snack we have very soon.
Sounds good.
And this will be nice to have on a salad, which, speaking of greens, we talked about earlier. This is gold flax oil, apple cider vinegar, maple syrup, garlic powder, paprika, pink salt, mustard powder, and black pepper. It only has 1 gram of sugar per serving, and it's organic, it's raw, like they're hitting every level there, so that's really lovely.
Okay, so dig this. This was interesting because when I was presented with this at the end of the expo and I saw collagen booster, I was like, I can't, I'm vegan, not going to do collagen.
Exactly.
But they explained to me that this is a living organic silica that encourages collagen production in your body. So there's a lot of, I don't know if it's misinformation or confusion rather, because there's so many collagen products. So these are products that contain bovine collagen, right? Mm-hmm. So people that are paleo or carnivores or label-less, whatever, are eating externalized collagen from animals, as opposed to this, whereas silica encourages your body to produce its own collagen. So I'm really interested in seeing how this feels in terms of my hair, my nails, my bones, because I've never really been on a silica supplement before. So I'm interested in trying this. And again, just maintaining and seeing the changes in my body. My hair grows pretty well. I've never had any issue with my nails, but who knows? I think we'll just try it out for a month and see how it goes. But I was very excited to see this, as opposed to all the animal-based collagen products on the market.
Yeah, and they're very nice. For the final drink roundup, or to round up the drinks that I've mentioned so much, I wanted to mention hydrogen water, which is becoming a big trend as well, or a bigger trend. So this brand really made a splash, pun intended. I tried it at the Fancy Food Show at the beginning of the year, and aside from the fact I don't love all the plastic packaging here, it's so delicious. It's funny when water tastes really good. This was just very satisfying. It's fun to drink it out of this bottle, but it's also great for, they say that it can improve your athletic performance, reduce inflammation, and boost energy. Mm-hmm. And I've heard a lot of people rave about it. Athletes have been using this. So I'm really just fascinated by it overall. And then, I haven't tried this yet, but High Vita, I guess is how you pronounce it, is a hydrogen sparkling water. And it's in a can. So this is pretty cool. And they recommend drinking this cold. So 0 sugar, sweetener, caffeine, or calories. I can't wait to try this.
Okay, so speaking of high protein, super nutrient dense alternatives to meat, this is super interesting because I'm a big fan of sunflower products in terms of sunflower milks, but more importantly, sunflower butter. I probably, when I'm back home, I have sunflower butter every single day in my smoothies with apples. I love sunflower butter because it feels easier for me to digest than nut butters, but it's also really high in nutrition. So this is a company that is called Sunflower Family. They make a sunflower hachée, and I was like, what's a sunflower hachée? So essentially what you do is you rehydrate this. This is textured sunflower protein, and it turns into almost like a ground beef consistency. I had it flavorless, and I had it flavored with other things, and it becomes a really meaty, dense, high-protein ground beef type consistency. If you've ever had TVP back in the day, that was like 20 years ago when I first became vegan. This is a much healthier, simpler version made from sunflower seeds. So again, nut-free, soy-free, but it has that crumbled ground beef type of consistency where you can make burger patties out of it. You can make it in tacos. But this is, I don't know, I think it's just cool that they made it from sunflower seeds. It's really alternative.
It's funny because I didn't notice, I didn't pay any attention to it when you got this, but it's only sunflower protein. That's it.
One ingredient.
And there's only 4 net carbs. So
one
it's
ingredient.
Actually, I think this counts as a keto product.
Well, maybe we should make it.
Maybe we should have this for lunch. Okay. I have 2 more things that I'm going to talk about. Jason might have a few more.
Yes.
One of them, I just want to give a shout out to Little Moon, who makes all these wonderful body care products, and I cannot wait to have some of their Peaceful Forest Restoring Mineral Bath. I love them. They make all sorts of sprays. I use them all the time. Like the aromatherapy is their big thing, and they're just lovely people. So I wanted to say a little something about them.
So my favorite cereal brand, I know I showed you guys my favorite granola, but my favorite cereal brand is a company called 1 Degree Organics. And 1 Degree Organic Foods is based out of Canada. The 2 people who run the company, Danny and Sandra, such amazing people. Like, you know when you meet people and they're just all heart and they immediately feel like family? Every time we see Danny and Sandra, it's just like, we love you guys so much. So the cool thing about... And their mom is amazing.
Sandra's mom.
So the cool thing about this is the transparency of it, where they will actually let you scan a code and see the sourcing of all of their ingredients. Also, what has started to pop up on their packaging that I've never seen before, it's not on this package, but it's just started on some of the recent cereals, is not only non-GMO certified, USDA organic certified, but non-glyphosate certified. So one of the biggest concerns right now with toxic synthetic pesticides in our food sourcing is a product called glyphosate, which can be endocrine disruptor, neurotransmitter disrupting. Like it wreaks a lot of havoc on human health. Yeah. If you don't know about glyphosate, it's a major concern with our crops right now. So they're the first brand I've seen to actually have a label on their product that says certified glyphosate free, which is so cool, and I really hope that becomes a bigger trend.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful. All right, the last thing that I'm going to talk about is non-food, and I have not tried it yet, but I'm very excited. Just like to give shout outs, even if I haven't tried something. I do a lot of hot yoga. That's my fitness modality of choice, and one thing I've noticed over time is that my clothes tend to get kind of smelly even when I wash them. So there's been this trend of detergents that have enzymes in them that can keep the smell out, the stink out, as some of them say. One of them is called Rock and Green, and they make a variety. You can actually get them for workouts, you can get them for cleaning diapers, whatever you want. They're good for sensitive skin. They're biodegradable. This one specifically is cruelty-free, and they're plant-derived enzymes. So I am super excited to wash my clothes. I might even do that while I'm here. Maybe I don't have any way to work out.
Excited to wash your clothes.
No, but I mean it, like, you know, when you're doing hot yoga like I am, you have to wash your clothes all the time.
Of course.
Because you sweat so much. And then I'm going to compare them against these guys, which are called Stink Bombs. I love the name. This is Nature Clean, and they come in they almost look like Tide Pods, which I'll have to see what those are made of exactly. But this doesn't have any perfumes, dyes, sulfates, chlorine, or phosphates in it. And let's see, cruelty-free and vegan, which it says right on the label. That's just awesome when you see that. And this can be good for mildew, sweat, pet smoke, grease, or sports. So anything that gets stinky and gross in your fabrics, then you can give it an extra boost of help to make sure that it goes back to smelling and looking fresh.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So that's it for me. What else do you have?
All right. A few last quick things. Big shout out to my friends at Hail Mary. Mm-hmm. They have a super high protein salted brownie bar. This is a non-refrigerated item, so you can actually travel with this. Doesn't need to be refrigerated. 10 grams of plant-based protein. Tastes like super yummy brownies. So if you've ever wanted these and you guys are fans of Hail Mary, you can now travel with them, which is awesome. So that's the one thing. Also a fan of these kale chips. These are Raw Food Central's Macho Nacho Kale Chips. And these are interesting because I have a high spice tolerance, and when I first tried these, I was like, they're not that spicy. And then about 30 seconds later, it was like, oh, there's the spice. So these are yummy. If you guys are into kale chips, these are really delicious from Raw Food Central. And then the last thing I want to show you is a non-food item.
No, that's not the last. You're not going to show the blue stripes?
Oh, I am going to show. Yes, let me do that. So in New York City, one of the most magical things about being in New York, Manhattan in particular, Brooklyn too, is as you're walking through the streets, you can stumble upon the most magical random things. So yesterday we were actually going to have lunch at Hugh Kitchen. On the way to Hugh Kitchen, after Hugh Kitchen rather, Ran into this place called Blue Stripes Cacao Shop. Super artisan, super chill, tiny place that had the most amazing hot chocolate and chocolate bars. And so I ended up getting a bunch of things. I'm not going to open this because there are things in here I just want to keep packaged. I bought some glasses and stuff, but I love artisan cacao. There's like 3 ingredients in their chocolate bars. So again, if you guys want to look them up online, or if you're in New York or near Manhattan, go check out Blue Stripes Cacao Shop.
It's wonderful. And they have coconut condensed milk, so you can have non-dairy hot chocolates and other things. They're super helpful there. It was lovely.
I'm a big fan of golden milk, which is generally a turmeric type of tea that is native to Ayurvedic healing traditions. And Emmy's Organics, which I've always loved their macaroons, now have coconut cookies that are made with golden milk. So this is with ginger and turmeric infused into the cookies, which is awesome.
And they also have a matcha one, don't they?
Yes, they do. 2 of my favorite things. All right, so my last thing, which is a non-food related item.
Did you mention Limitless yet? Or do you want to?
Okay. More matcha.
I'm going to have some of that right now.
Unsweetened matcha. It's nice to see all the matcha products out there again, just because it's an alternative to coffee-based caffeine. And I like that there are unsweetened versions as well. Okay.
Because they're the same people that make that sparkling water I showed.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, now, definitely the last thing. Rose water. I'm a big fan of Tiny Jack Russell Terriers. I'm a big fan of rose water because it's just, it's an easy way to refresh your skin, to maintain hydration, and especially on like really hot, muggy days, just keeping a small amount of rose water with you and just spraying yourself is like the most glorious thing ever. So shout out to Rosen's Bulgarian rose water products. And I believe that is all, my dear. That is the Expo East Hall, babies.
We didn't expect to make this long of a video, but sometimes it just happens when you want to talk about things that you love. So
and thanks for sticking with us.
For watching, whether you're watching the recording or watching live. For those of you who are watching live, if you have any other comments or questions, get them in now. Part of the reason we do live videos is to have a conversation with you. And you can always leave us comments. We will get back to you as soon as we can through the comments in YouTube. And
also, if you guys want to check out my Good Mood Foods 10-day course, it's totally free, talking about brain health, talking about nutrition to alleviate anxiety, stress, depression. I know Whitney's going to throw the link down below if you guys want to sign up for that. It starts October 8th, and it's totally free.
And we have a podcast. Between the two of us are starting a podcast, which will hopefully launch in about a month. So stay tuned for that. We mentioned the newsletters and social media. So I'm at Eco Vegan Gal on pretty much every social media network, and you are?
At Jason Wrobel. It's W-R-O-B as in baby, E-L.
And we'll link to our newsletters. We have a joint newsletter and we have separate newsletters. So if you want to just like stay in touch with one of us, both of us, see everything that we're doing, you can sign up for those. Those will be in the links below as well. So that's it for today. Thank you so much again for watching this long video, and we will see you very soon together and separately through our different platforms. We're here to support you on your journeys to eat healthier, be happy, be plant-based, boost your mood. I mean, really, we're just here to support you have a really wonderful, satisfying life. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, bye.
See ya.